of the month for the month of September. And even though this mix from Germack is the food of the month, we haven't had it on the air as much as we would have liked. So this is your chance to get it before the price expires at the end of the month. This is Christy Fletcher, and she brings all the great, delicious varieties from Germack to us here at QVC. It's so nice to see you.
Good to see you again, hon.
Mwah. Okay, so this, actually in early spring of this year, it wasn't even early spring, it was still winter, it was February. And I have this as a pick of mine that were sort of like attached to my name on QVC.com before the world had really discovered it yet. I love this because the fruits and the nuts that you use here are exceptional.
Exceptional, and you get 3 big jars. I'm just holding up one here, so I want you to know what you're getting. Now, Sharon's good at that.
All 3 in about a pound apiece, 16 ounces.
That's right, 3 big jars of the Hawaiian mix, and so many special things about it. Would you like? So what we like to do is separate down in front to make sure you understand exactly what you're getting in the mix. So fellas, if you'll help me down here as usual.
And just before we go through these, there's something very special about this too. No salt. So if you're a fan of the cherry berry, but you want a different flavor, but you like what that stands for, this is a great mix for you.
0 salt on the nuts. Everything's natural on the nuts. They're beautiful. We'll start off with the walnuts. Walnuts are very, very healthy nut, extremely healthy. Lots of protein, lots of fiber. You get some energy from that. This is the only mix that we have banana chips in. And of course, that screams Hawaiian. I absolutely love banana chips. I've loved them since I was a kid. And they snapped. You see how easy I snapped that one?
These are tender, crispy.
They are tender, crispy, just the perfect right amount. It's not going to break your teeth. Then we have our almonds. We might get the best almonds from California. I always say Germack is not going to put it on the air and trying to sell it to you unless we can find the best. So almonds, another super nut, and of course, pineapple. I mean, you know, that's Hawaii right there. Beautiful.
And these are soft. They're not chewy like some of the ones in the market.
Yeah, you can see how I can squish it. And they're a little bit sweeter. They're a little bit of a sweeter fruit. And then we move to one of my favorites because this has turned me around in my raisin life. I didn't used to like raisins at all until Germack found the Jumbo Flame Raisin. Now that, my friends, is what a raisin is supposed to look like.
Yeah, it's like the size of a cherry, but it's super, super soft. Again, because a lot of the raisins in the market, you don't know how old they are. They're like teeny, all dried out and they're
shriveled.
Teeny.
You remember those little boxes we used to buy? I didn't like those. So these are, and they're naturally sweet, and that's why they're called the Jumbo Flame Raisins. Love that name, Jumbo Flame. Look, my friends, we have macadamia nuts. Macadamia nuts, a lot of people love. And
they're expensive.
They're very expensive, but we made it doable for you in this mix, and they're clean as can be. One of the customers told me, said, "Good grief, girl, it looked like you scrubbed those things with a brush."
They do.
How clean they are.
Clean.
They're beautiful. And then we have one of my favorites as well, is mango. And I have loved mango since I was a kid. And it's difficult to slice and chop fruits and all that sort of thing, and get you know, the right fruits into your kid, into your husbands, you know, into your loved ones. So this is easy, and they're going to last longer than fresh fruit, you know, in these jars. So
because the shelf life, if you don't break that seal, the shelf life is how long?
The shelf life is 12 months, fresh as the day it was born.
Yes.
If you don't break this safety seal right here, the freshness seal, okay? And that's just packed to order only when you call and say, "I want the Hawaiian mix." Then Wally in the warehouse
will pack it for you.
Wally will hand pack it. And look at that. There's a key word for you right there. What do you see when you go to the gourmet shop in the grocery store? You see crumblies. You see all kinds of things.
You see dust and powder.
Dust and powder. Not in the Germack, because it hasn't been sitting around and settling in the warehouse and basically breaking down.
Right.
So that's Germack's promise to you. It's fresh, 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 packed fresh for you. 3 big jars of our Hawaiian mix. And this configuration, these 3 big jars, are only for QVC.
Yeah, you cannot find this anywhere else.
Nowhere else.
Jinx. So I wanted to let you know about a couple of important things. First of all, as our food in the month, it's been popular with over 3,500 ordered. Sets have been ordered for the month. But here's the other thing. If you know that you want to keep the summer going and get those macadamia nuts, the mangoes, the pineapples, the bananas, the Jumbo Flame Raisins, you want to keep this going, we're not going to be airing this mix throughout the wintertime. It's a Hawaiian mix. But if you want the flavors, lock it into auto delivery.